Is Red Dead Online worth playing in 2024? Yes. Should you buy Red Dead Online? No. Was this game abandoned by its developer, Rockstar? Yes, almost. But is Red Dead Online dead? No. I briefly answered 4 main questions which people have when deciding if it's worth starting to play Red Dead Online in 2024. I know that answers to these questions might sound confusing, but please let me explain. Let's begin with the last question. Is Red Dead Online dead? Many players say that yes, it is, because it's not a good situation when live service game, which its developers describe as ever-evolving world, is not receiving any major updates for years. I mean, the last content DLC, Blood Money, was released in Red Dead Online in July of 2021, and by the way, this update was mediocre at best. But anyway, since then, Red Dead Online receives only monthly updates from Rockstar, which are basically just different bonuses and discounts every month. Rockstar even admitted officially that they're moving development resources from Red Dead Online to GTA 6, and that there are no reasons to expect new major themed content updates like in the previous years. So the game is pretty much abandoned. Rockstar hasn't even fixed important bugs and glitches for years. So considering all that, Red Dead Online should be dead, and it would be dead if it weren't for the amazing community of this game. Because people are still playing Red Dead Online. In every lobby, on every platform, you will find not only new players, but long-time players as well. Actually, nowadays there are more active players in Red Dead Online than 3 years ago, when this game was still receiving some updates. And yes, it's mostly because Rockstar sells Red Dead Redemption 2 with a good discount, and most players are using Red Dead Redemption 2 full game to play Red Dead Online, not Red Dead Online standalone client. But in any way, a lot of people are still playing, so you might say that support for Red Dead Online is dead, but not the game itself. And now let's talk about why it's still worth playing Red Dead Online and what this game has to offer. The first reason is an amazing open world. It's almost as good as open world in Red Dead Redemption 2 story. I said almost because for some reason world in a story feels more alive. Yes, there are no other players, but so much is going on around you, there are so many different random encounters that it just hits differently. But we will compare Red Dead Online to story mode later. Now let's compare it to other online games. And there are just not too many multiplayer games right now that have such believable, such immersive, such alive open world. And I'm not even mentioning the graphics. I mean, the game was released more than 5 years ago, but it still looks beautiful and still stands out. But what you can do in this world, what kind of activities, what kind of content Red Dead Online offers to players? Well, it's actually the second reason to play Red Dead Online, because it has a lot of different content for beginners. Yes, it's mostly some immersive activities like hunting or searching for collectibles or delivering your moonshine to the buyer. But there are also more intense missions with a lot of shooting, like capturing bounty targets on a higher difficulties or protecting from waves of enemies in call to arms mode. And yes, quite often you will hear that Red Dead Online lacks content, and it's also true, but mostly for high levels, for players who already spent hundreds of hours in this game. Unfortunately, Red Dead Online has no real end game content. It has no properties, it has no complicated heists and robberies, and even more, at some point most players are finding themselves in a situation where they have more money and gold that they can spend. So there is no reason to grind anymore, and it's definitely not something that should happen in a multiplayer live service game. But I repeat, most players will notice lack of content only after spending few hundred hours in Red Dead Online. And for beginners, there are a lot of different things to do and items to purchase. By the way, there is a monetization system in Red Dead Online. You can purchase premium currency gold bars with real life money, but it's absolutely unnecessary, and I actually don't suggest you to do it, because earning money and gold is is not a problem at all, even on low levels, if you know how to do it effectively. Unfortunately, the game itself is not really explaining well this process, but don't worry, there are multiple guides, for example the one that you can find in the description to this video. The next reason why you might want to try Red Dead Online is a unique setting. There are not too many games about Wild West, and I'm not even talking about multiplayer, even single player games are not often using this setting. So if you're looking for vibes of old western movies in a video game, you don't have too much choice except for Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online for multiplayer. The next reason that I need to mention is an extremely friendly and mature community. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are toxic griefers, there are annoying cheaters on PC that will try to ruin your experience, but overall community is extremely friendly, especially comparing to other games like GTA Online. Yeah, some players will try to shoot you for no reason, but most players you will meet in Red Dead Online will simply wave to you. By the way, since we mentioned cheaters on PC, you definitely need to know that it's a huge problem, and Rockstar are not really doing anything about it. There is no crossplay between different platforms in Red Dead Online, so console players will not see any cheaters, but PC players will find mod menu users quite often in their lobbies, and unfortunately Rockstar are not banning such cheaters. And unfortunately PC players have no choice but switching lobby each time they see a cheater, or creating solo lobbies, which can be done only with help of unofficial methods. By the way, some people might ask, but what's the point of playing Red Dead Online if you want a solo lobby? Just stay in Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode. And yes, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a great game with awesome story that is worth completing at least once, but after finishing the story and completing different achievements, many players want more. And since unfortunately this game never received any DLCs, they can find more only in Red Dead Online. More different activities, more different cosmetic items, even weapons that are not in the story mode. So for such players, Red Dead Online is basically a continuation of a journey. But there is another reason why people are playing Red Dead Online instead of staying in a story mode forever. It's that in Red Dead Online they can create their own protagonist. I mean, Arthur Morgan is a great character and everybody loves him, but some players just want to experience these adventures on a Wild West with a different characters, the one that they created themselves. So playing with other people is not the only reason why people are choosing Red Dead Online. But with that being said, I still don't recommend buying Red Dead Online standalone, even if you don't interested in a story mode yet. And it's because the price difference between full Red Dead Redemption 2 game, which includes Red Dead Online by the way, and Red Dead Online standalone client is not significant. Most of the time there is a discount and you can purchase Red Dead Redemption 2 full game for only $20. It's the same price as Rockstar are asking for Red Dead Online standalone. And yes, you can purchase Red Dead Online standalone with discount as well for $10, but the difference is not significant, especially considering that if you will enjoy Red Dead Online, you will almost for sure decide to try story mode as well at some point later. We even have a data that shows that more than half of the players who purchased Red Dead Online initially later upgraded to the full game. So yeah, the only reason to buy Red Dead Online separately is if you want to create a second character or try the game on another platform. In all other cases, just buy full version of Red Dead Redemption 2 and you will not regret it. By the way, if you will decide to start your journey in Red Dead Online, I suggest you to go and check the step-by-step solo guide for this game. You can see it on your screen now. And with that being said, I hope that this video was useful. Stay safe, stay healthy, goodbye.